Well, will all parties back it? It's going to be an interesting debate, this second debate on the news hour, because we've already seen some very sharp reactions to this proposition. Joining us on the debate this evening, GVL Narasimha Rao, spokesperson, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Yashwant Deshmukh, political analyst, who joins us from Dubai for this very interesting debate. Ghanshyam Tiwari, political commentator, with us from Delhi. We have Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh of the JDU with us from Patna, Professor Ashok Sinha of the RJD with us from Patna, and Suneet Chopra, leader of the CPIM and All India Joint Secretary of the All India Agricultural Workers Union with us from Delhi. Good evening, everyone. Yashwant, I'd like to start with you with a few broad kind of theories here, because we look at each one of these in detail through this debate. But as we understand it, what is one India, one election really going to mean? A, for expenditure. Is it going to mean that there is going to be some saving for the state exchequer? Because we do understand that there is a huge amount of additional burden on the exchequer, which comes from elections being held every single year in the country. Two, logistically, is this going to streamline things for governance? Is this going to reduce the kind of logistical chaos that we see during elections? Or is it in fact going to become a logistical nightmare if a country as mammoth as ours goes to elections for the parliament and for assemblies at the same time? And thirdly, what is this going to mean for regional parties? Because the big criticism that has come for this proposition is that in the face of a huge wave, a national wave for either of the national parties, it's the regional parties that stand to suffer the most. So, opening comments from you, Yashwant.
The basic idea that in case of a wave, the country would be voting for the same party or the same leader for the assembly and the national elections both is a flawed idea. That's not going to happen. That has never happened in the past. It's not going to happen in the future as well, simply because the electorate of India, the voters of India, have been delivering split verdicts, and they are more and more delivering split verdicts, which means they are very well capable of choosing a certain party or certain set of leaders for the governance mandate at the state level, and they are very well in the same ballot, in the same polling booth. They are very well, they are intelligent enough to figure out who is good enough for them at the national level. If that would not have been the case, you wouldn't have seen the verdicts of Bihar and Delhi as the way they are. And even today, I am of a firm opinion that even today, if you have Bihar and Delhi Assembly and Lok Sabha elections together, very much likely Delhi BJP is going to win 7-0, and Aam Aadmi Party still would win assembly. And Lalu, Nitish combined would win assembly in Bihar. At the same time, BJP might win the majority of the Lok Sabha seats from Bihar. So the bottom line is that that don't underestimate the Indian voters.
Yes.
But at the same time, it's a good step which can save a lot of in terms of exchequer as far as the holding the elections are concerned.
Yeah.
But bottom line, somewhere in the starting moment itself, you must ask the real motive. The reason for this at the moment being talked about a lot is that we get a crisis whenever there is a majority in the Lok Sabha and there is a minority in the Rajya Sabha in terms of governance. So maybe this could be the reason that BJP might be hoping for to bring in this so that they can gain upper hand in the Rajya Sabha as well.
Yashwant, I want to add to that. And on a lighter note, on this panel, we also have GVL, who's been a pollster at one point, and we have Yashwant, who is a pollster now. And if you had one India, one election, at least as far as Yashwant is concerned, you'd have to work just 1 year and you can take rest of the 4 years off.
I would be actually, honestly speaking, on a very serious note, I would be the happiest person around.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Okay.
I would be the happiest person around because that will set me free for 4 years.
And you can work on elections. And you can work on elections elsewhere in the world. I know you can work on elections elsewhere in the world. Okay. On a serious note, to the regional parties, of course, I'll tell you what. To the RJD and the JDU, Ashok Sinha, I want to ask you, because I think it's, the argument of the opposition and the regional parties has often been that it's unfair to regional parties. And that is a bogus argument. We believe that's a bogus argument, and I'll tell you why. We have some stats that will tell you that argument is not valid. Consider Odisha. In 2014, despite the so-called Modi wave, Naveen Patnaik's BJD held fort in the Lok Sabha elections, came back to power in the assembly with a thumping majority. How can you say that regional parties are hence at a disadvantage if there is one India, one election or simultaneous national and state elections? Ashok Sinha.
He's asking me.
Ashok Sinha, yes.
You see, we are not never in Niranjan. We are not in favor of simultaneous election. Why? Because there are difficulties in it. There are problems.
Like?
What will happen if there is premature dissolution of a state assembly or premature dissolution of parliament? Then in that case, the whole exercise will come to a naught. Secondly, if political parties of national stature fight with their own agenda, naturally the regional aspirations are something different. So come what may, we want that India is a federation and there it's multi-regional, multilingual, multi-ethnicity and all sorts of things are there.
Ashok Sinha, that's exactly the point that Niranjan made when he asked you the question. I'm not sure you heard the question. He in fact completely rebutted the argument, debunked the argument that regional parties would suffer. You have seen yourself what happened in Bihar. You have seen what's happened in Delhi.
That is exception.
In fact,
Odisha also.
So close to what was happening in the Lok Sabha elections. The same voter of Delhi, as Yashwant just pointed out, came out and voted hugely in favor of the BJP when it came to the Lok Sabha and massively in favor of the Aam Aadmi Party when it came to the Delhi elections. So, you know, that's very clear. The voter is very smart. The voter knows what is required at the state level and what is required at the central level. But GVL, you wanted to answer on one point, and that was a valid one. What happens since the government is going to be proposing this? There are going to be some huge questions. What happens, like he said, if a state assembly is dissolved? What happens then?
Tina, I think in this country we have had simultaneous elections to Lok Sabha and state assemblies for a very long time. I think till 1972 or 1973.
But we're a much larger country today, GVL. You know, that many more people. But we have had the same system till 72. The only reason why this fell apart was because some assemblies and sometimes the parliament got dissolved before time. So any move to have simultaneous elections must accompany certain other constitutional amendments. Otherwise, this would really not be this would not be workable over a long period of time. The idea is not a one-time, one election for all entire country, but to have it on a continuous basis. So therefore, we'll have to think of some constitutional amendment, like having fixed tenures for the state assembly and parliament, so that people are not burdened with repeated elections in case of political instability. We'll have to have a system whereby, in case of hung verdict, who continues to remain in power in the absence of a clear majority. So we need to adopt certain systems that are already in practice in different countries. We cannot have a no confidence motion moved against any government unless it comes with a trust motion. An alternate government idea. So we'll have to come up, this has to be seen in a holistic manner. And the Election Commission of India, being a neutral body, would be the best organization, best institution to really come up with these proposals and have discussion with all political parties.
GVL, he spoke of agenda.
I think it will be fair to all political parties.
GVL, one of the points, Ashok Sinha, I'm giving it to you because you can respond to GVL, but I want to add one point because you spoke about agenda. Think about one India, one election in principle, because you have a precedent of it working in the past until you had a situation, right? But also consider in principle less populism, less polarization. I'm asking you because you come from the state of Bihar and you also have elections in Uttar Pradesh that is coming up, mostly fought on populism, mostly fought on polarization, okay? Think about just the appeasement politics that is going to be played out every year. Every year you have 4 or 5 elections coming in. So will you, as a regional party, and Nitish Kumar always, of course, in principle would like us to believe that he is against polarization and against populism, would you then back such a move in principle? Why shouldn't you?
Niranjan, just else than the first three elections, 52, 57 and 62. It has never succeeded, and I think it has not come afterward. Secondly, the same question we are putting before GBL or those votary of one vote, one election, one nation, that if they come out with some polarization move, as it happened in 2014 in our opinion, then what will happen to the local problems? Naturally, we won't be in the position to address the local aspirations, local problem. So we are strictly against one nation and one election.
No, 1 second. I don't think. No.
I think.
No, local aspect. What local aspect? Ashok Sinha, I'm sorry, I'm a little confused here. You said what local aspect are you talking about? What
Yes.
local aspect are you talking about? Because, I
Yes,
think, we believe that in principle, one India, one election would mean you have elections once in 5 years and you concentrate on governance for the rest of the 4 years. Because what's happening right now, the situation is
No.
Nitish Kumar, if needed, will go campaign in Uttar Pradesh. Nitish Kumar, if needed, will go campaign in other states. Right? Why not have elections once in 5 years and Nitish Kumar concentrates on governance in Bihar for the rest of the 4 years?
Oh, no. You see, Nitish Kumar ji has gone to UP. Nitish Kumar ji has gone to UP with one particular agenda. I think the problems that we are facing in Bihar, he is not recounting all those problems in UP. Because the in UP election, he is with one point agenda. He may be addressing other agenda also, but more or less he is addressing the prohibition agenda. But here in Bihar, even Nitish ji fought
No,
with,
but I'm sorry,
with
Professor.
different regions.
No, if you talk about
Ashok Sinha, I'm
prohibition,
going to come in,
okay.
Ashok Sinha, because I think, because you're just digressing a little bit. What you're saying repeatedly is that we are not for this and that it is going to be impossible, but you haven't actually been able to explain why, I'm afraid. So let me go to Sunil Kumar Singh and Sunit Chopra on that. So Sunil Kumar Singh, what exactly is the problem? Let me just put out a couple of numbers to you and then you respond. For example, I was talking about the expenditure angle. There are 5 assembly elections, as we all know, coming up now: Punjab, UP, Uttarakhand, Manipur, Goa, all of these. Now, given that almost 200 crore was spent in assembly elections in 2013, for example, the cost is going to be much higher now. Why shouldn't the country move to simultaneous elections so that the money can be, it can be directed and funneled in a very proper way rather than being squandered all over the place 5 times a year, 4 times a year, every year, all the time?
Theoretically, whatever you are saying might be appearing very lucrative, but practically, it is unconstitutional because it is against the ethos of federal structure of the constitution. Because, like Jammu and Kashmir has 6 years tenure, the rest of the state has 5-year tenure. And how will you dismiss that Jammu and Kashmir government? Will you dismiss the state government? And second, it is impractical. Impractical to the extent that the election commissioner also said that logistically and financially it is not practical and we cannot hold it. And second impracticality is, like, if one state is dissolved, if there is no party gets a majority, then what happens? If the central government the parliament gets dissolved, then what happens? You cannot equate both the things. And third thing is that the aspirations and the issues, the national issue is something different, the regional issue is something different, and the local issue is something different. So you cannot.
Yeah, but the voter is aware of that.
You cannot equate all the
Sunil
two.
Kumar Singh, this is exactly what I was saying earlier. I'm saying that the voter is aware of that. The voter knows what his aspirations are locally and regionally and what his aspirations are centrally. I think we've already clarified that, for example, Delhi,
No.
Bihar, these elections were a case in point. The voter has voted one way in the Lok Sabha elections and a completely different direction.
what happened in Jharkhand?
So the voter knows what his
What
aspirations are
happened
and
in
will be able to
Jharkhand?
vote differently.
No, I'll answer that.
What happened in Haryana and Jharkhand?
You are giving one example that does not justify the whole India. You gave one example of the Odisha. That does not justify the whole India.
No, 1 second.
Everybody should know.
You want
that the
another
local
example? I'll
issues
give you another
and the
example. 1
national
second,
issues are
Sunil Kumar
different.
Singh.
And the regional aspirations. And third thing.
Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh, one more example, because you said there's only Odisha. 1 second. Consider the state of Karnataka, right? Consider the state of Karnataka, which had elections simultaneously with the general elections twice. simultaneously with general elections twice since once in 1984-85 and the other in 2004. Yet voted differently at both the levels. How can you link simultaneous polls to a certain election trend when there is none? And I want to bring in Ghanshyam Tiwari here. Ghanshyam Tiwari, you want to respond to Dr. Sunil Kumar Singh and take this forward. And we have to come to the most important point about black money. We haven't spoken about that yet. Ghanshyam Tiwari, respond about the regional parties at a disadvantage, that bogus, and we'll come to the black money part.
So Niranjan and Tina, let's just do a simple fact check. Niti Aayog member Vivek Devroy published a paper on this issue 2 days back. It was also tweeted. And over there they clearly established when elections between assemblies and at the national level are held together, there are 77% of the constituencies are won by the same party. And when they are held separately, it's an open paper, you can look at it. 48% of the time it can be won by same party. So there's clearly some merit in the argument that Dr. Sunil makes or other people make about the aspirations of regional party.
Yeah.
Theoretically, everybody, all the recommendations that have come in are for it because huge amount of expenditure and apparatus gets wasted. There is code of conduct and other issues. You spoke about populism. All those things come together. And also additionally, you spoke about regional parties. Additionally, the alliance making that happens at the state level can be different from alliance making that happens at the national level. So when there is one nation, one election, at least the parties would be honest with the alliances that they make. They would not come up with shallow arguments that it is good to align with one party at the state level and another party at the national level.
And also I want to bring in Sunit Chopra at this point. Ghanshyam, you can take it forward with Sunit Chopra because I want to bring him in at this point because you said this. Of course, there is proof that there is study that is done that can tell you that this is possible. There is precedence that tells you this is possible. There is global precedence of this happening around the world. Of course, our democracy is different, but let's talk about the context in which one India, one election came into being. The concept of simultaneous elections.
So not many global precedents. I mean, South Africa is one country that follows it, but you wouldn't find.
So let's talk about the black money aspect of it. Let's talk about the monetary aspect of it because elections in India is an expensive exercise. It's a very expensive exercise, right? Sunit Chopra, I want to bring you in here. Mr. Sunit Chopra, you're from the left. The left is today complaining, of course, about the trouble to the common man due to demonetization. I'm not going to mix those two issues up because they're different. But the black money issue is also one of the reasons why we're debating this, right? Because the government is going to debate it in Parliament. Consider this. You have 5 elections coming up. In April 2014, in the run-up to general elections, the Election Commission seized more than 194 crore rupees in hard cash. That is 194 crore rupees before one election. And you will remember in Tamil Nadu recently how much was seized. I think it was above 500 crore, right? The Election Commission seized more than 217 crores concealed in cars, private planes, even ambulances that were destined to buy off votes during the 2014 campaign. So imagine this. If you have just one election for every 5 years, one, you will be able to successfully fight the circulation and use of black money, and 2, you will be spending less money as far as the exchequer is concerned. Do you agree with that in principle, Sunit Chopra?
I don't think so.
Why is that so?
Because in fact, the reason is very clear. In a country where the owners of black money get away with everything, and if you look at what Mr. Malaya has got away with, how many sort of wipeouts of bank loans have been done for the rich. If you centralize everything, then you will in fact put the Indian people into a prison house of elections. And that would be very wrong. And also, I think the way the Prime Minister raised this issue in an interview is not correct for him to do that. Because a Prime Minister should have had a feasibility report on this. The Prime Minister should have seen the constitutional importance of the issue. And I think it is very petty to look for a better Rajya Sabha to help the present government and want to mess around with the constitution for that.
Okay, so
I think
Sunit
it's
Chopra,
undemocratic,
firstly, the Prime Minister
it's
did
wrong,
float the idea of
and
this.
it's totally
Yeah.
No, and you don't have the funds to actually run it peacefully. Look at the mess you made on the
Okay.
currency business.
I'm gonna-
the mess in
I'm
one election
I'm
would
going
be
to bring
worse.
in. I'm going to bring in GVL on this. I'm going to ask him some of these questions, but I just want to tell you the Prime Minister, of course, floated the idea of simultaneous elections during the all-party meeting. It's a perfectly fair place to bring up the idea. But you raise one important point and an interesting one. GVL, before I come to you, I want to go to Yashwant Deshmukh on this. Yashwant, so Suneet Chopra says that the real agenda or intention behind wanting this, one India, one election is because the BJP finds itself on shaky ground in the Rajya Sabha and they would want to ensure that their strength goes up in the upper house, and that's really what this is all about. Yashwant.
Well, largely true. And I want to just shekel one more myth because the argument in favor of simultaneous election is largely, which they say that it will help us save money. It will be saving the cost to the exchequer. That is something wrong. I mean, that's a myth. Let me be very honest with you. Reason being, Indian elections are the cheapest operatable elections in the entire world as far as the cost per vote is concerned. Number one. Number two, Election Commission of India is world's best body in terms of conducting professional elections in the minimum possible cost. That's the point number two. Number three, this simultaneous election is not going to save a lot of money to exchequer, but yes, it will save a lot of money to political parties in terms of their campaign.
Yeah.
Because they're going into two elections
But then that would
every 2
apply
or
to
3
them
years.
all, right?
That they want to
But
save
if all
money. That's a
political
different
parties
thing.
are going to save money, that would apply
So
across the
political
board.
parties are going to save money. That's a different question from the exchequer saving money. So these are two different things. Let's be very clear. While we are moving ahead in the debate, let's put the facts very clear to the viewers of Times Now that Indian elections are number one cheapest in the world as far as the per vote cost is concerned.
Yeah, Yashwant.
Having simultaneous election is not going to save anything because the poll duties are done by the government employees, which are in any case paid by the government.
Yashwant, disagree
Which
with
are
you,
in any
slightly
case
disagree
paid by
with
the
you.
government.
Yashwant, slightly disagree with you on that point because you said it's the cheapest and it's not going to make a difference, any difference as far as the cost aspect is concerned. Just have one scenario and let GVL come in. GVL wants to in fact counter you on that one. So GVL, you take this. GVL, I'm putting forward a scenario, so you take this debate forward with Yashwant Deshmukh, right? Yashwant, consider this. Election Commission has estimated the cost of holding separate elections of Lok Sabha and assemblies. The amount pegged is 4,500 for separate state, separate central elections, national elections. The cost of 2014 elections alone was 3,426 crore. So let's assume that separate polls, the cost of holding that, even by modest estimate, is 1,000 crore rupees. Think about what 1,000 crore rupees can do, Yashwant. It is a big difference.
It's not the cost. I think the costing, the way you are taking the costing, it includes the government costings of putting up their employees and like that.
Yeah, GVL will respond.
It's a notional costing. It's a notional costing. Please try to understand, because when you take into the cost, you calculate the cost of the government employees' salaries, those who do go for the
two pollsters are fighting now.
and like that.
Two
It's
pollsters.
a post-notional cost. But as far as exchequer is concerned, please remain the same. The government employees get the same salary that they get normally.
Yeah, pollsters, GVL, respond to
it. Yeah. So that way, I am pretty sure you can talk to ex-election commissioners and all those people who know the subject.
Former election commissioners are backing it, Yashwant.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there. Former election commissioners are backing it, all in principle.
But that's a notional cost, because that cost gets into the account of election commission as far as the government allocation is concerned.
Yeah.
When government gets lakhs of its employees for election duties,
Yeah, former election commissioners are backing it.
Employees and pushed into the cost of the elections for the election commission.
I'm just trying to say experts are trying to back it. That's it.
Credit and debit of election commission. That's
Got it.
true.
GVL, you want to take him on that point? GVL, you wanted to counter him.
Niranjan, when we are talking about black money, obviously use of black money in elections, we are obviously referring to the money spent by political parties and candidates.
Exactly. Yeah.
The money spent by election commission is not black money. That is public money. Okay. And as far as public money is concerned, my own hunch, I would not say it's an estimate, is that you would save to the tune of at least 35 to 40% of what it would cost you if you were to hold them together separately, because you are actually duplicating a lot of effort. Now you are duplicating efforts in every state. I think when you hold them together, I think except additional EVMs, the only additional cost I can think of is additional EVMs are required for having the names of candidates on the ballot unit of the EVM. But except that, there is nothing else that you incur. It's in the same polling booth. You will have 2 EVMs, one enclosure
Yashwant,
for voting
think of
in
the cost
assembly
difference.
election, another enclosure for Lok Sabha. So there is no additional security, no additional polling staff, no additional training.
GVL, you're.
So it's a huge
1 second,
saving.
Yashwant, coming back to you, but GVL.
Yeah, I agree
GVL.
with
So
GVL
you're
on
saying,
one
okay,
thing,
yeah, you're
that
talking
this
about.
larger issue
1
has
second, Yashwant,
more
coming
to
back
do
to you.
with the black money. I agree on GVL on
Yeah,
one thing, that this
absolutely,
notion has a lot to do
absolutely,
with the
there is
black
no
money
question
used by
about
the
it.
political parties. That is
Yeah, and
absolutely sure.
in fact, you know, Venkaiah Naidu in the parliament spelled it out in pretty much as many words. He was talking about this and he said that we all know that how elections are conducted on the ground, you know, how money is mobilized. So yes,
It's an
this is
electoral
something
trick
that this is
to
really
address
going to
that.
clamp
I
down on
totally
that.
agree.
But
That I totally agree.
yeah,
that
no,
the
coming to you,
lesser amount
Ghanshyam, but
that
I have a question for
political
GVL.
parties-
GVL,
Elections
GVL, you're
represent the
talking
voice
about
of
the
people in
monies
this country.
that might be saved.
You cannot use
okay,
that
gentlemen,
as a tool or a ploy on black money.
Okay, Ghanshyam, coming back to you on that point, but I want to ask GVL, you know, the prospect
Can
of
I-
holding simultaneous elections sound promising. Yeah, you're also saying that in terms of the money spent, it would certainly save the exchequer a good deal of money. You're saying 30 to 40%, you know, Niranjan threw some other stats at you, which tell us
The barest
at the very
minimum.
least conservative estimate could be about 1,000 crore rupees. But is it logistically possible? Because logistics is a huge issue. Look at the size, look at the length and breadth of our country, the number of people. You know, we know the challenges that come even when state elections are being held, just in terms of security forces that need to be moved there. Is it even physically possible with just the sheer size of our numbers today to do this?
No, Tina, I think this is where most people make a mistake. What additional logistics arrangements do you require? You have the same polling stations and the same voter list. The same voters go to the same polling station to cast vote on 2 ballot units, which are in the same room. So there is not one additional policeman that you need to deploy.
So GVL, you are making the same mistake.
But-
You are making the same mistake.
But
No,
GVL,
can I
yeah, but
finish?
Ghanshyam,
And those who are
yeah,
raising
no,
the
no,
argument,
but at the same time,
those who are
A good
raising the
policy-
argument,
At the same time-
requires substantial logistical measures.
yeah, and at the
No,
same
but
time,
what-
you
no,
know
no,
that the
you're-
voter
you're-
that comes in.
you
just
you
did
counter
that
me
what
in
happens?
fact.
What happens?
If you know how elections are held,
Massive failure on the
if you know how
implementation side.
elections are held,
Once again,
if
you have
you
a-
know
you have
how
great
elections are
policy,
held,
and you are
we
saying
have
that
the same polling
logistics is going to be
stations.
easy. Even the Niti Aayog document, even the Niti Aayog paper clearly calls it that this could be logistically very, very difficult. But that said, we can hold an election
No,
in
but
this
I
huge country.
would
So I'm very
consider-
confident that we will find ways, but we cannot dismiss the logistical issues that come with it.
No, he's talking about that, Ghanshyam.
Okay.
Ghanshyam,
No,
that's one of the points that he made.
I
That's one of
consider
the points
this
that he made.
argument, I don't consider this argument objective. I consider this argument very weak on argument, because you have the same polling station, same
This is the
electoral
argument of
roll,
Niti Aayog.
going to the same polling room. You
This
just
is the
need
argument of
additional
Vivek
EVMs.
Devroy,
The
who is
logistics
Niti
is
Aayog
about...
member.
No, you need more EVMs. That's a certainty. You require almost twice the number of EVMs than what you have. It's a one-time
Okay.
cost.
And
You'll
also
have to
answer the
invest
question
in
about
maybe
model code
10
of
lakh
conduct.
additional machines.
So right now, GVL, what happens is that, you know, because we have certain states going to elections, the model code of conduct comes into play over there. There's a lot of people, you know, bureaucrats, government officials who are in fact deputed to that particular state for that period preceding the elections and going through the elections. What this would also mean is that governance would, of course, come to an absolute standstill everywhere. Is this country ready for something like that? I know you've talked about the past, but I don't think the past is relevant today, because we've come a very long way from where we were in the 1950s.
No, Tina, again, this is a weak argument. because when there are Lok Sabha elections, there is code of conduct that is enforced all over the country. So if you have assembly elections happening at the same time,
Yeah.
Yeah, but the state
you are not
governments are
adding any
functioning, no
additional
GVN.
period for code of conduct.
No, Tina,
No,
GVN
but
is
the
right.
state
What are you
governments are
saying? When there are
Right
Lok
there,
Sabha
even
elections,
when the government
there is code of conduct for all states.
Let us move beyond.
Yeah, code of conduct is there. Yeah, okay,
Let us
okay.
move beyond the
Ghanshyam wants to
hashtag
come
that
in.
you are mentioning. Even
Ghanshyam.
when the Niti Aayog is mentioning this, so let us move beyond the hashtag that this debate is going on with. Even when Niti Aayog is coming up with this, they are suggesting that one nation, one election would still mean that elections would happen in two phases. One when the general elections happen, and one at the midterm time. And half the states would go to elections when at the time of general elections, and half the states would go to election at the time of midterm.
Yeah. Ghanshyam.
The key question over here is, if you just look at the balance of power,
Yeah.
somewhere the Indian voter loses out to an extent. Some of the institutions do lose out, but institutions like governor's office become very important.
No, Ghanshyam,
Institutions
Ghanshyam,
like
because
the
you said-
president's office become very important because different
Ghanshyam.
assemblies would have to be treated differently depending on whether they were dissolved or not.
Yeah, Ghanshyam, because you brought that point out, because you spoke about the two options that you have. What the Niti Aayog said, of course, you will have to hold it in two phases, right? Let's consider this, and just want to put one fact out there, and I want Yashwant to debate this with our guests from Patna today, RJD and the JDU. Dr. Ashok Sinha, you take this forward with Yashwant Deshmukh, right? Since 1967, and I'm talking about the concept of one India, one election, and also to all our viewers, just to put the debate into perspective, this is not something that the government has put forward. Just want to put some facts on the table. The government, and specifically the Prime Minister, while speaking to Arnab Goswami and frankly speaking, said this was not our suggestion. This happened during a meeting at Rashtrapati Bhavan. One of the opposition parties came forward and said, let's do this, right? So firstly, let's be clear, Ashok Sinha, and to all our guests, that the Prime Minister is not taking credit for it. He's even said the suggestion came from a member outside the party. That said, I just want to put one fact, and I want Ashok Sinha to take this forward with Yashwant Deshmukh. Since 1967, India has had 292 elections till April this year. That's 292 elections in 49 years, which means almost an average of 6 elections a year. Yashwant, 6 elections a year.
That's why you're not like Pakistan. You are a democracy because you hold elections.
Sumit Chopra, we're talking about the overall objective of what we can try to
Right.
achieve
No, that's
as
a
a
bogus
democracy by
argument.
sort of
It's
getting our
not a
resources
question
together.
of the account books. It's a
whether-
question of democracy, the rights of
We
the
should
people.
not.
Its question is not of logistics.
What, one election,
Question
does
is
it
not
take
about
away
the
constitutional rights of people?
Resilience of Indian
Where is it written in the
Not
Constitution?
logistics. It's
Where is it
democracy.
written
Okay,
in the
GVL and
Constitution?
And
Sumit
the
Chopra.
Indian
GVL and Sumit
democracy
Chopra.
has survived because of this.
Question
No, what is
not
this
of the
argument
logistics.
that Constitution
Except
does not permit two elections, does not permit one election? Where is it mentioned in the Constitution? I think it's a bogus argument.
It's not a question
does
of
not
what the
say that you have to
Constitution
have
permits or
several
doesn't
elections
permit.
every
No,
year.
but
The
Sumit
important
Chopra,
thing is,
Sumit Chopra.
who are we to restrict the people of
Why?
India?
No,
Who
how
are
is
you?
this
We are not restricting
unconstitutional?
people. It's
So who's
people who
restricting
will
the-
choose the government.
How is
Yeah, the government
But
is
the
calling
state
for a
level-
debate.
Yes,
That's
you
what
are.
I'm saying.
You are trying to put them into a straitjacket of one election, one country, one election,
there is
one
absolutely
leader.
no compulsion.
It's all you
People
want.
can
They
come
have
out
to
and
get
vote for
it.
whoever they
I'm
want.
sure.
It can be
One
two
leader.
completely different parties. People can give a different mandate
Niranjan,
at the central level and a
Niranjan.
completely
Yeah, Ashok
different
Sinha.
one locally.
It's wrong to say that the
let's
Prime
go to
Minister-
Patna now. Let's go
Prime
back to
Minister is
Professor
not
Ashok
taking
Sinha
the
and Dr.
credit.
Sunil Kumar Singh.
Here. Yes.
So, you want to
yes.
make that point again?
Yeah,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
You want to make that point?
Niranjan,
Yeah.
don't discount the fact that Prime Minister is not taking the credit. In the opinion of the House, that what we see here, GVL is taking all the credit for it.
No, he's not.
GVL
He's
is
not.
on one side,
Ashok-
others
Ashok
on
Sinha,
another.
Dr. Ashok Sinha.
Rightly
No.
Sumit Chopra
I
told.
told you. I started it
No,
by saying he's not
you
taking
are-
credit. They want to initiate a
Yeah,
debate.
they-
They want to initiate a debate. They're taking the
I
initiative
said
in leading the
election
debate.
No.
They want to start the debate.
Yes,
We want
rightly.
election commission to-
Yeah.
Niranjan.
We said
Niranjan,
election
I
commission
just
is the
said-
right agency.
This is,
Yeah.
you are
Institution to
counting
take this
only the
forward.
cost involved in the election.
No, not
Nothing
just about the
other
cost.
aspects are
No,
also there.
I'm not just talking
You
about the
see,
cost.
We are different from other country.
Yashwant,
And
is
this
it only about the cost? 1 second. Ashok Sinha,
No,
what did I start off by
this
saying?
is one
It's
aspect.
not about the cost. It's not about the cost, it's about governance.
It's not about the
Exactly, Yashwant, you want to talk to them about the governance aspect of it, the governance aspect.
Exactly.
Govern-
It's not about the cost. it's not
Governance,
about
what
the
governance?
logistics.
You see,
Can
there are
election
different
commission do it?
center of
Absolutely.
governance.
If
Ashok Sinha,
And
listen
in
to
the
Yashwant
case
Deshmukh and
when
then
there
respond.
is simultaneous election
Will it
for
check?
parliament
Ashok
and
Sinha,
assembly,
Dr. Ashok
there
Sinha.
would be aberration of election.
Can I come in?
It
Ashok
wouldn't
Sinha.
be election in true sense.
Ashok Sinha, once again,
And-
Okay, Ashok Sinha.
It will be
Okay, Yashwant, you
Can I-
respond to
portion of
the...
democracy.
Yashwant, you respond to him. Yashwant, you respond to him.
Democracy.
Yeah, but
You
I mean,
see
let's solve
how
the
is-
debate a bit.
how
You know, we are
resilient
getting
is
the
our
debate
democracy.
muddled into logistics and the
Yeah.
intent. You know,
Yeah.
logistically speaking, can ECI do it? Absolutely, it's the easiest thing for them to
So
do
far
it. They can
logistics
do it
is
very
concerned, that's
professionally.
okay.
Can it save money? Yes.
Logistically,
Can it
it's
put
okay. But
hold
in
on
terms
a
of
black money?
federation-
To some extent, yes.
And it-
That's not the issue. You see, I came back from US today, but I mean, many of my viewers know that I am also a trained election administrator out there. I've seen the elections out there for 20 years. In their ballot, they have got not 1, 2, but actually 50 odd races going on simultaneously. You know, in US, you have got the congressional
Yes,
and the
right,
gubernatorial and the senator and the presidential vote all going together. But question is, if we get it done, I agree with the what my friends from Patna and other places are saying on one thing. Okay, you can logistically do it. Okay, you can save money. Okay, you can check on the question of black money used by political party to some extent, not to a large extent, to some extent. But the question is, I would be happy with the simultaneous elections for one thing, that we get a fully complete direct democracy.
Yeah.
In a way,
I
that
want to make a
also
point and
get
toss it to
chance.
Tina. I think Tina wants to
also
take a
get
question, but I
chance
just want to make
vote
one point.
for my
Tina.
Rajya Sabha members. I also get a chance to vote for my president directly.
No, in a
you know,
way.
which we don't get it here.
Ashok Sinha.
Now, if you can give me an access to that, if I as a voter get an access to that, then there would be a check and balance. Otherwise,
Yeah,
what is the
Yashwant,
danger
Yashwant,
of having this
what-
together is
what you're
you give
talking
one
about-
vote one day, and for the next 5 years you are done.
Quickly,
you have
but
no
Tina, I just want to
litmus
quote the
test,
Prime Minister
no
and then I'll
litmus
toss
it
test
to you.
to check. A
Yeah,
check
I
and
just want to
balance
quote the
of
Prime Minister and I'll toss it to you. Yashwant, I just want to give one quote of what the Prime Minister has said, and I'm going to toss it to Tina, who will take it forward with our guest from Patna, right? Because he said the government is trying to take credit. What's happening so far? I'm quoting from the Prime Minister's interview, and frankly speaking, the Prime Minister said, and I quote, "This issue has also been discussed in a parliamentary committee. This work has also been started by the Election Commission, and I think they have also written a letter on it. Like in the fight against black money, this issue of elections also gets connected to black money. Electoral reforms are necessary
yes.
if the country has to be rid
They
of
are
black
necessary.
money. Black money is the peg of the debate. Tina, I just want to make that point.
That's
and
the
you
peg
can
of the
just take it
debate. Let's focus on that.
No,
Let's
absolutely.
focus
And
on that.
Niranjan, I'm going to just take it forward. So Yashwant, what you were saying, and I think let's just start summing up basically what we've arrived at so far. You're saying, yes, this could save a lot of money to the exchequer. Yes, this is logistically possible. We have also debunked the argument that the regional parties would suffer, because we've seen in the past there have been many elections where
Exactly.
people have voted in diametrically opposite directions. So we've done all that. Now what you're talking about is far-reaching electoral reforms. And you know, that's a much larger sort of canvas that you're talking about.
Exactly.
You're talking about a direct vote to the Rajya Sabha, direct vote of the citizen for the president of the country. But even if I stop the argument just short of that, and I'd like to go back to Patna to Ashok Sinha and Sunil Kumar Singh on this. Now, the thing of governance that Yashwant Deshmukh was talking about, that's really important here, because this may not always be the case for regional parties, unless, of course, the person who's at the head of the regional party has national ambitions. But at least for the national parties and the parties with a, pan-Indian presence, the issue of governance is a very important one, because they are almost perpetually in election mode. There is always
Exactly.
some election coming up somewhere, and you have all the senior leaders, you have everybody who is constantly campaigning for some state or the other. Now, if we move towards the one country, one nation, one election, aren't we at least going to get rid of this malaise? Ashok Sinha and Sunil Kumar Singh?
No, you may get a man like Trump to lead you.
This is
Please,
Tina,
Sunil Chopra, people of
it's
India are
because
not.
of
No,
this.
please don't underestimate the
Tina,
democracy.
It's because of this.
Don't underestimate.
I'm not
the voters.
underestimating the
India
people of
is
India. They are not
India
going
is
to
a
give you
federation.
that one
Don't
election,
compare
one
it
thing.
with the USA.
They're not going to give you that. I know it. I know
whose
that.
population is hardly 1/6 of,
Okay.
less than 1/10 of
Ashok
India.
Sinha, please.
So USA is different. That's presidential form of. Ours is a vibrant democracy.
let's not talk about the USA.
And ours is a, you can see,
So
you can
we
feel the
need,
resilience of
we need,
accept the cost and accept the, and for a country such a, like India, which is so big in size and big in population, it's not possible, and we are scared that after one India,
You're
one
not
election,
answering my question.
then
Sunil Kumar
we
Singh.
believe
I'm
that
coming
it will
to
be
you.
one
Sunil
India,
Kumar
one
Singh, I'm
religion.
sorry. I asked
One
Professor
India and
Sinha
one
question.
religion.
Yeah, Sunil,
We
no,
are-
no.
we
No, one
apprehend-
second. I asked a
we-
specific question about governance, and Sunil Kumar Singh, is this not true that when you talk about the national parties, the top leaders of the national parties are almost perpetually in campaign mode? Is it not true?
Including Nitish Kumar.
First of all, let me answer on 2 points. You were talking about
But
the
he has
logistics.
national ambitions,
And
that's
when
why.
the Election Commission has said that logistically it's not possible, let's believe that. And second part you said about the black money. In fact, the parties like BJP, they spend a whopping sum. So if they want to curb black money in elections, they should think about state funding of elections. On that part, until unless there is state funding of elections, the black money comes into the picture.
we can't compete with BJP in black money.
And the third thing you said,
Niranjan.
that the parties
Yeah,
and leaders...
GVL, give him 30
mode.
seconds and then you can respond.
That is the beauty of democracy. Let it be like that.
Yeah, beauty
If
of
the
democracy
party,
is
because
that you can debate about
governance
it.
does not come to a standstill.
Yeah, the beauty of
So-
democracy is that you can sit down and have this
and
debate.
let me tell you,
and you
it's
can
a
take this
beauty
debate forward and not be close
the
to it.
governance and the governance is there. No, governance is there. Government runs, and the elections are part of it. That's the beauty of the government, and the federal structure of the constitution should not be touched.
It's
Yeah,
nice
it won't.
of Indian
And-
democracy.
That is why they're
And I
calling you
think
to a
that
debate
this is
table.
also
They're calling you
neither
to the
it is
table.
technically possible, nor it is practically possible,
Yeah.
nor it is constitutional.
No, it is practically possible. I
It
think
is nicety
we've
of
been
Indian
sort of-
democracy that we have.
Ashok Sinha
How
Ashok
come?
Sinha and
My first question is still intact. If
Ashok
there-
Sinha and
there
Sunil
is-
Kumar Singh. Ashok Sinha
If
and
there
Sunil
is
Kumar Singh.
premature dissolution of
Okay,
a state
okay.
assembly or parliament, what will happen?
Yeah, Ashok Sinha and Sunil Kumar Singh, just one point I want to make. Even the President of India, none less than the President of India, has said we must look at the option of simultaneous elections. Now, before I give it to GVL will take you on. As far as practical aspect of it, you have two pollsters sitting here. One BJP spokesperson who's been a pollster in the past. You also have Yashwant Deshmukh. Now, they have a fair idea of how elections can be held. They study elections for a living. In fact, Yashwant Deshmukh is still doing that. Now, they are saying practically it's possible.
What about the
Practically, it is
election
possible.
commissioner?
No,
Election Commissioner Mr. Qureshi has said
Yeah.
that it's not possible.
there are some former election commissioners who go on record to say it's possible. It is a debate.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is it is a debate. So let's start that debate. That's what even the government is saying,
But
right?
many have objected to it.
Okay, GVL, you respond to him. GVL, you respond to him.
Yeah, you see how a popular prime minister can crush the confidence of regional parties, I think is very visible on your show. A lot of our friends in other parties seem to be suffering from this insecurity of going into polls with a popular prime minister because they feel they will not be able to really secure votes even in local elections. I think that premise itself is wrong. I think people can make that choice. If they really prefer some other party at local level, they will make the choice, as
Yeah.
Yashwant said right in the beginning.
And they've done it in the recent past.
But you see, I also want to draw your reference to the interview of the Prime Minister to Arnab, in which he clearly said, we need the support of all political parties because this would require constitutional amendments. So don't worry, there will not be a surgical strike on one nation, one election. I think this is a matter that will be debated. This
But
is a
it will be
matter that will
surgical
require
strike on religion.
all political parties. So don't be
apprehend
scared. Don't be
surgical strike
paranoid.
on
It won't be
religion.
a surgical strike.
Okay, let's
don't
not.
be
We are
ridiculous,
scared of
Professor.
surgical
let's not-
strike on religion.
That has nothing to do.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Please, let's not be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Let's not take this into some sort of farcical direction. So let me start winding up. Yashwant, coming to you. Now, the fact here is that if it is logistically possible, if it is going to save money for the exchequer, if it is in fact not going to, create problems for regional parties because the voter is smart enough to know what he wants at central and regional level, then why shouldn't all parties parties at least come forth and talk about this. That's what GVL just said. There should be a
we
debate.
have
The
to
Prime
talk
Minister
about
has said there should be a debate. We should all. So why
Then
should
why
parties
did
not
Mr.
come and
Modi
talk
not
about
get
this?
people to
I
talk
want to
about
give,
the mess he's
give
made
all the
with
guests, all the
money now?
viewers, one piece of stats, Tina, and I think the question
Yeah.
moves beyond the logistics. Let me be very honest with you. Since 1989, it's been almost about 25 years, and in 25 years, Tina, regardless of the state, regardless of the election, regardless of the party, regardless of the leadership, every election, almost about 2/3 of the sitting MLAs and MPs have lost their seats.
Yeah.
This is one important piece of information. And why does it happen? Because almost 2/3 of sitting MLAs and MPs don't give anything, don't want to go back and face their electorate. They
Yeah.
don't work on the ground. They deliver zero governance. That is why they are given by the boot by the people whenever the elections happen. Now,
Yeah.
question is, my question is, I'm all for it. Logistically, it's possible. All said and done. My problem with this issue is that if you hold the elections simultaneously, everything goes down together, like in US and in some other democracies, even in South Africa. I work in South Africa. I know that system as well. Once you have given your vote for 5 years, you have no say whatsoever to give your
Exactly.
verdict or give your anger or happiness on the way the state or the central government is happy. The places, the government democracies
Exactly.
like South Africa
Yeah.
or US,
Yeah.
where they go for a simultaneous election, they also have midterms where they have 4-year terms. They have in US the Congress term is only 2 years. You know. So people get a chance for a check and balance to give a verdict every 2 or 3 years on how the things are happening, how
Yashwant.
the governance is happening.
Yashwant,
if
just-
everything goes together
Yeah.
for 5 years, you and me will have no chance whatsoever to have our ideas
Exactly.
on the table.
Yeah.
You know, that's done deal. If you
Absolutely.
can get a direct democracy as far as the Rajya Sabha or the presidential election
Well,
combined
the-
into this, there is a system of midterm somewhere at some level
Yashwant.
where people can actually give their vote to express their happiness or unhappiness over the government.
Yeah, Yashwant, the
then
beauty.
I'm fine with it.
Yashwant, the beauty of this debate is that every political party has a say, and just want to give an overall takeaway. We've had 2 debates today, one on demonetization linked to black money, one we've had One India, One Election linked to black money. Just an overall takeaway. In both the debates, we've seen that the opposition is somehow held back as far as change is concerned. All we are saying is, let's at least debate it. And I think that's the beauty of democracy. Let's debate it. At least let's talk about it when it comes up in Parliament. Hopefully tomorrow or the day after, we hope to see what the opposition parties especially have to say, and whether, like in the case of demonetization, they block it, or whether they will be open to debating One India, One Election or the simultaneous polls. Of course, we are clear that we are for it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on debate number 2 on the News Hour tonight.